Welcome to Random Talk with NG, where real conversations meet valuable insights. I am Ngozi Opiefuna, your host, and I'm here to spark ideas, inspire growth, and dive into topics that truly matter. Let's get right into it and uncover something meaningful today.
Happy Easter, everyone. May the joy and blessings of the Easter season remain with us and our families. In Jesus' name, amen. Wow, what a journey it has been on Random Talk with NG this past 3 weeks. And I just want to say thank you for staying tuned. We've discussed in depth on the fear of being perceived, where Simi and I shared our thoughts on what we think it has to do with. We've also talked about the root causes, the things that make people have this fear of being perceived. And in this final episode of Random Talk with NG, we're about to discuss the strategies and solutions. Simi and I have to share our views, or Simi and I want to share our views on what we think would help people overcome this fear of being perceived. Being perceived, it's not a bad thing. There are many reasons why people perceive you the way they do, but we just want to share our thoughts and our strategies on how to overcome this fear of being perceived.
So let's move on. Let's share our thoughts, right? I know we've mentioned this, at various times during the episode, but we could just, bring it all together and let's just talk about the strategies for, overcoming fear or this fear of being perceived. So you can start.
So I think I'll start from the beginning. And the beginning is self-reflection. Self-reflecting to be like, where did this fear actually come from? Yeah. Like in my case, I realized it came from the fear of failure. It came from internalizing every single comment. It's like sometimes, for example, your senior, senior team members at work.
Yeah.
They have just mentioned something. It wasn't that deep. It was just by the way. Do you understand? Like, you cannot obsess over this person said this particular sentence and they said it this way. So it means everywhere they are walking, they are thinking that Similoluwa is this way. It's not that deep.
They give you feedback.
Exactly. They moved on. They have gone to the 1,001 things they have on their plates. So it's like letting go of reflecting that where did this fear of being perceived even come? Okay, it came from internalizing. It's not even them making the comment alone. It's me too. Internalizing everything and thinking that everywhere I see them now, they're thinking of me in this way. No, they just saw you at the canteen and said hello. They were not thinking that you are in this way or that way.
And they did not even think that you would think
that deep. And they probably said it by the side. If they made a comment or an example, it just probably, they were trying to illustrate something. But sometimes too, if you're in your head, you're taking everything literally. That's one. But then even in your self-reflection, also realizing if it had come from people around you making certain comments, you keeping friends that I feel like there are people who they stay in your life but they high-key hate you or low-key hate you. So keeping friends of those this thing who have made certain comments, sowed certain seeds over time, just self-reflecting that where does it come from? It can even come from your childhood. It can be your parents unknowingly who made certain comments again and again and again, not realizing that those comments were going to harm or affect your self-esteem or make you hypersensitive towards how are people thinking about you. So self-reflection is my own beginning. I think that's the beginning to be okay, where did this start that I became so obsessed with and so anxious about I want to be perceived in this good way. I think that people are perceiving me in a negative way and I'm obsessed with making sure that they don't perceive me in that way.
Yeah.
So self-reflection will be a beginning, and then I would say making sure that negative self-talk, you cancel it, which is what we had just spoken about. Make sure that you even in your mind, which is where it all starts, that immediately one negative thing wants to come, you I know it's a daily fight. It's once you want to maybe that's why I even used to and if other people, because I realized that until I became hyper aware of it, I didn't realize how much people actually talk negatively into your life. Or what if that thing does not Don't even land. It will happen.
Exactly. So when I think about this, challenging negative thoughts and all, when I need some, boost of positivity and all, when I speak with my brothers and my sisters, especially my elder brother, he does not want to hear what if it does not work.
Exactly.
He wants you to first try it out. But he wants you to go back, do your homework, do your disability studies, and then, check out mistakes people have made. And they don't even think that because what if it does not work? Oh, but I'm not the first person doing this.
Exactly.
You're not the first person doing it. You're also not going to be the last person to do it. I saw this post on Instagram by a creative, I think she's a creative designer or something. And she said that idea that you think is unique to you, if you do not execute it,
someone else will do it.
Is going to do it.
Very true.
A better job.
Very
and
true.
Like, oh, this person is living my life.
It's because you were in your head. You were in your head about it.
It's the same way.
That's popped up in a lot of other people's heads. True.
There are lots of content creators. There are lots of,
and the sky is large enough.
More than large
for everybody. Very
exactly.
true.
So if we're able to limit the negative thoughts, we're able to be very mindful and practice that self-compassion.
Self-compassion.
It will actually help.
And ensuring that we do not surround ourselves, we avoid as much as possible anyone who speaks self-doubt or self-negative talk into our state. And in little ways, we have to be careful of the people who are kicking while they're saying it. They are saying like, oh, see your big head, but they laugh after it. No, your head is perfectly made by God. Why are you letting somebody say like, you talk too much? Why are you letting them around you? The people that you talk sufficient enough for, they exist and they love how much. That's a good example. It's like there was a time literally this year and I spoke to my sister and I was like, oh, I think I talk too much. And my sister was like, where did you hear that from? And I didn't realize that I had sort of surrounded myself with like this couple of new friends who were making those comments that like, oh, you talk too much. And my sister was like, what are you talking about? Like, you talk sufficient. You're not this thing. And this is why the people who love you, like, and she mentioned friends that we have mutually and we have had for a long time. They're like, this is why we ourselves love each other. It's like, oh, we are insightful. And we're like, why are you surrounding yourself by like, that there are set, and she was the one who sort of mentioned that thing to me, that there are certain things in your life that you don't let somebody speak on your life. You don't allow yourself to acquire new, like you're a confident person who has things to say, and you should have opinions about things. And if your opinions about things make somebody say you talk too much, then that person is not supposed to be around you. And it also means that you have stayed long enough for this person to make this comment again and again and again. Because I went to go start Googling, searching like how to keep quiet. Bro, what? My sister was like, what?
It's even funny, right? Because those that know you only in the office think that you do not talk.
So, like, that's the point. It's like we must check even for the people who are saying it jokingly, because it is still a root. Words have heavy with that. That's why even the Bible spoke about words, that the tongue is a little member. It's because words have weight. So we must not let people sow seeds that are negative. We already have enough insecurities just because we are human beings and we exist in the social media space. So we must make sure that the people we keep in our lives are not even adding more to the insecurities. So like we must make sure that we're not being around people that are critical of the core of us. I think that there are some things in us that are the core of our beings. So we should not be around people that is like everything that is the core of us irritates them. It's like, why are you like that? We should be around people who appreciate the things that are the core of us. So I think that's an important one. Then
let me just add my final point on journaling. I think it also makes sense for you to journal.
How do you journal?
While you self-reflect. So you're thinking about it, you sit back, you have a notebook, sit back, you think about it. You're thinking about whatever has been said, whatever you have thought, right? Whatever you have heard about yourself, whatever you have thought about yourself. Because sometimes people may not be saying negative things to you, but you that has this negative, you perceive yourself negatively. So it makes sense for you to, sit back and journal. It helps, right?
I need to try it.
It's just all around because you're able to journal, use that as a tool to, self-reflect and, grow. You're able to grow because you're sitting back, you're thinking to yourself that, okay, people are saying stuff
It helps you even get out of your head, I think. Because like everything is being in your head, but if you write it down, you get to see that all the thoughts are overthinking.
Exactly. Because when you sit back, you write out whatever you think or whatever you've heard people say about you, and then you actually sit and think about it.
Like, is it really true?
Because is it really true?
Because it isn't most of the time.
That you adapt. Are you being told that you adapt because you do not know it, but you're still struggling to understand the concept?
So you even be able to self-reflect on the places. Okay, where should I work on and where should I ignore?
Exactly.
True.
So it also makes sense for you to journal. So do you have any final?
I think I would say like lean into vulnerability, like little by little. So expose yourself small into like in small spaces. For example, starting like maybe your family, trusted friends. Leaning into vulnerability, learning to speak your mind. Is saying the audacious thing that is not saying the unpopular thing that you think. It's like, okay, this is not what everybody's saying, but I actually think of it in this way. Saying it amidst, small surroundings, not repressing yourself all the time. Saying no when you want to say no. Speaking up at the meetings that seem scary, but they've said, speak up. Speaking up. So just like little by little, from the small meetings, from the smaller things, seeking ways to sort of expose yourself, like exposure therapy. You don't have to go big, but you can just like start.
You are exposing yourself to shower.
I'm very important.
Right? You're saying we should know those you are linked.
Yes, please don't go and lead to the people that will actually go and knock you back down, further down than when you even were. So yeah, like I think that's why it needs to be a step-by-step process, which starts from actually vetting where it came from. So you cannot have vetted that, okay, this insecurity actually came from this friend making this comment, and that's the person you go and expose yourself to. That's not you go back further down. So yeah, like I think vet first, look at where it came from, and then like make sure you battle sort of any negative self-talk. Remove the fear of failure because it's part of life and you're learning from it. And then do small exposure therapy. Don't be afraid. Your people will find you.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. Like, be more afraid of your people not finding you, because I don't know, as somebody whose people have found them, they may not be many, but they have found me.
Yeah.
I am pointing at Miriam. So as somebody whose people have found them, very specific, like my people are such, like they're so specific that you would think that in this world you can't find them. Like how will I find someone that is like fun loving and like they like to talk and laugh and they're affectionate, but simultaneously they like to be on their own. They're disciplined, they love God, they are chatty, but they do not gossip. They are good people. They are friendly, but then they are not like out partying. So like just the people that do not find me, that find me interesting, and I find them interesting. Like it's such a specific number. Like it's a very small group, but time and time again, through life, I have always found them. And I found them because I did not go and squeeze myself inside people, the group of people that I'm not.
True. Very true.
So I think that like be more afraid of not finding your people because you were not being original to yourself. So, and don't be afraid. Remember your great grandfather that you don't know again, and all the people that he thought he wanted to impress or be perceived as one way or the other to them, and how they are no more, and how it doesn't matter. Remember your primary school person that you don't even remember their name again, and how you were so worried that they were going to perceive you as one way or another because you didn't give them your sharpener or your eraser, and how it doesn't matter right now. And just like live your life and be free and don't have anxiety.
Interesting. We started by talking about anxiety. That we should not have anxiety.
Yes.
So do you have any other final thoughts before this episode?
My final thought is that I love you, Marianne.
I know to come out with personal love.
I love you. That's my better.
That was unexpected, but
This has been such a great conversation. This has been a mini therapy for me.
thank you so much, and thank you for indulging me, and thank you for coming on to Random Talk NG. I'm truly appreciative of that, Simi.
I'm honored to be here. Okay, please, no anxiety and don't be afraid of being perceived.
Hallelujah.
Thank you very much.
A big thank you to everyone who has listened on from the very first episode on the fear of being perceived up until this concluding episode of the fear of being perceived. I just want to say thank you, and I hope that the thoughts Simi and I have shared, you're going to be able to implement it, and it's just fine for you to go on and be yourself. Before the episode ends, I would love to share a few comments that I received from some people who commented on the podcast. I am so glad that many people found this topic relatable, and people have also reached out to say they've learned a thing or two. And so I'm going to read a few comments that I received from some people just to help you in your daily application, and just to help you see that this fear of being perceived doesn't happen to just you. It happens to others as well. Thank you to all those who have sent in their comments, and I will just go on ahead to read a few comments. You see, this new episode of your podcast was just speaking directly to me, and it's funny because I knew I was trying and working really hard to make people like me at the time. I was much younger, so I would excuse myself with that. To be honest, those were the saddest days of my life. I just thank God for growth, because right now I really don't care, and I'm living life on my own terms. Listening to the podcast today just made me realize more my younger self needs a hug and apologies. Wow, I think the last message I read is quite relatable, because sometimes I think about it and I really think I was not fair to my younger self. I put undue pressure on myself for nothing. Anyway, like my friend said, she's living life on her own terms, and yes, I'm striving to do better. Before I wrap up this episode, I just want to say a big thank you to Similoluwa for coming on to the show to share her thoughts. She came really prepared to deal with the topic, the fear of being perceived. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a comment, share with someone who needs it, and also subscribe to my podcast. If there are any topics you'd like me to talk about in the coming weeks, feel free to leave a message for me. You can send me an email, or you can drop it as a comment, and I'll be sure to attend to it. Till I come your way next time, this is Random Talk with NG with Ngozi Obiefuna. Happy Easter, everyone.